Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. More stuff from Kershaw. I love this. My Kershaw stuff comes in few and far between, and so I always get really excited to see new Kershaw stuff because they've been absolutely killing it lately. It's rare for Kershaw to not deliver a W, especially on quality and price, which makes me smile because I've loved Kershaw since literally the beginning. So thanks so much to Kershaw for sending these in. Presumably they are available or will be soon, so I will link these down below in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. So this first one here is called the Proximal. And I don't think, we're going to do them both. I don't think I've ever taken a look at anything called the Proximal, but it does sound familiar. So we'll see. We'll see. Not a review, just an unboxing. Also don't know. I'm going to guess that this is a knife that is made in, this is like a Kershaw China knife, which is fine. So we have a crossbar lock, and yeah, that's what that looks like. So we have a Kershaw crossbar lock in D2. Now, if you are like me from, I'm going to say 3 years ago. 3 years ago, my opinion on Chinese Kershaws would have been they're pretty bad. And they still do sell some very, very, very inexpensive Kershaw models that are like a decade old, right? And they still, I mean, these things were made a decade or more ago, and they're still selling them at places like Walmart or wherever. And so a lot of people buy them assuming Kershaw just manufactured them, which is not the case. And so they judge Kershaw's Chinese quality based on these knives. Every model that has been manufactured by whoever Kershaw's Chinese OEM is, starting about 2.5 to 3 years ago, all of their newer stuff made in China has been exceptional. So I don't know if they got some new machines or if they changed OEMs, but all of these newer models are very, very good. And as you can see here, we have an even cutting bevel. We have nice action. We have nice contouring of the materials here. This is just a simple OD green G10. Light, very, very light texturing. I actually really like that. Looks like a little tiny crosshatch texturing, kind of. Kind of a coppery, it's almost like a peach or like a champagne aluminum pivot collar there. And then we have an aluminum backspacer. A very, very nice pocket clip, a little bit tight, but not bad. Very deep carry, extra deep carry. And it looks like it's also mountable for left and right hand carry. Now this is D2, and it is a Kershaw. There are Chinese companies that make knives like this that sell them for only 30 to 35 bucks. You're probably going to pay a little bit more because this is a Kershaw. It's also a design that is not doing anything new. I feel like every company has a knife that looks like this. A little bit trying to decide if that's sharp. No, not really. You can just catch the inside of it. The inside of these kind of 90-degree angle. Full steel liners in there. This does run on bearings, and it is manual. A nice knife, not a unique knife. Definitely not. Now, maybe I'm wrong about the price, right? Maybe it'll be less. This is D2 steel. People often say, you know, oh, D2, it's so boring. It's old. I don't want it anymore. I think a lot of people don't realize that D2 is still absolutely one of the kings in terms of edge retention for knives that are consistently found under $75, especially if the heat treatment is done correctly. A lot of people sort of blindly lean towards, you know, some of the other preferential steels. Obviously, 14C28N. 14C28N has an absolutely wonderful balance. It's very, very tough. And it also is a truly stainless steel. It does not, however, have good edge retention. That's something that people, I think, either conveniently leave out of this discussion or they just actually don't know. D2, if heat treated properly, will make a complete and total joke out of not only 14C28N, but pretty much every other steel that you find, again, consistently, right? There's going to be people who say, oh, just sometimes you could get M390. It's not always, and when you do, it's definitely not heat. I'm sorry, it's not heat treated properly, right? as gum wrap or heat treat. It's not gonna work well. But yeah, D2 has absolutely incredible edge retention. Its toughness is okay, and while it's not stainless, 12% chromium to the ratio to carbon. I still don't know the carbon content. It is almost stainless. D2 is fine. It's just really, 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 it's associated with very, very, very inexpensive steels because it's not expensive at all to get it or heat treat it or anything like that. And we've also seen like an absolute like butt ton of it over the last 2 decades. So fine. Probably not the type of knife that's going to get a full review on this channel because there's not really a lot going on here. You guys can look at this and kind of understand what it is without having me do a 15-minute video on it. The other one here is a much more interesting knife. This is the Bel Air XL, and I think I read on the sheet it has something to do, it's like I think this is an EMT version of the knife. Yes. When I say EMT version, I mean it's orange. Very grippy and partially serrated with no tip. So this is kind of cool. Oh, it also has a little glass breaker too. Grass breaker. So this is the type of knife that I think actually would be excellent for obvious reasons for an EMT or anybody just looking to have a knife like this, like to keep it in your vehicle. Honestly, a knife like this is an excellent knife to keep in your vehicle, and I might actually keep this in my vehicle myself. So we have the aluminum backspacer, we have the glass breaker here. We have the orange scales, which would make it obviously very difficult to lose. You have serrations, but you have no tip. And I believe the idea behind that is if you're trying to free somebody from a vehicle, whether it's flipped over or the seatbelt's malfunctioning or whatever, it's on fire, using a bladed object when in and I'm not an EMT, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know everything, right? There are actual EMTs and people who are part of like emergency services that will be watching this video who can obviously add a lot more meat to the dish that I'm serving up here. But in a situation where you would probably be panicking and your adrenaline would be pumping really hard, it would be very easy to injure yourself or the person who is pinned in the vehicle or trapped in the vehicle with a blade that has a tip. So I think the idea here is that they just remove that completely and they make it to where you can sort of dig the knife in between, the person and the seatbelt or whatever, and free them without risking, puncturing them, which is obviously not what you want to do. Ultimately, the goal would be to remove them from the dangerous situation and not be the dangerous situation. So I think this is pretty cool, and obviously this will cater to a very select few group of people. But if not, you don't necessarily have to be EMT to appreciate this. Like I said, this is probably something that I will just put in my vehicle in the hopefully unlikely event that I ever need to use it. I think that that's pretty cool. So cool, awesome new releases. The Kershaw Bel Air XL is absolutely, one of the very best American-made production knives ever. It is my new point of diminishing return. So if you didn't know, both the Bel Air and the Bel Air XL are dollar for dollar, probably two of the greatest EDC folding knives that have existed, and are also the bonus is that they are somehow made in the United States. Now this is in terms of like what you're getting for every dollar spent, and in terms of the total amount of potential utility, ease of manipulations, all those things included. I have a whole video on this. So ultimately what I'm saying is the Bel Air and Bel Air XL are ridiculously recommendable knives. Definitely check them out. So cool stuff from Kershaw. Always happy to check out new knives from Kershaw. That's going to be it for me today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.